Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. How goes it? How goes it? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. This is Paul, your boy, your men's guide, your men's health and well-being guide, helping men specifically tap into a deeper part of themselves to live a space in this collective that's more aligned to who they truly are. So check it out. Have you, Mike? This is for my guys. And listen, whoever's watching this, I think there's going to be something positive that I think you'll gain from this. Just make sure that this is going live. Uh, have you ever looked at your life and your choices and your patterns and wondered, is this really how I'm designed to live? Like really, or is this how I was taught? And this is something that I found myself diving into. Like when I was writing Heal.Thy.Man Method, and I was documenting the second part of the book, which is Master Your Mojo. There was a part of me, like being what I say raised in the initiatory ways, or the ways that Mankind Project teaches about the Jungian archetypes, and then I started doing my own research on the Jungian archetypes, and I found that it was powerful in learning. All right, this is what the archetype characteristics are. Yet at the same time, what I noticed is that, well, am I supposed to live like that? Because a lot of the ways of the characteristics of these archetypes were different than what felt right for me. So then I recognized that, listen, myself, I was operating in a survival code. And bless up to those watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. What's up? Bless up. Give me a thumbs up, peace up, like, share, subscribe. What I found was that the survival codes that I was operating from survival codes, from societal programs, even expectations that were failed, that I failed to communicate, or were failed to be communicated to me. So this was out of alignment from my true design. And that's when I created this programming called Blueprints. And it wasn't programming at the time. It was more me of my way. It was more my way of figuring out, like, wait, hold up. What are the ways that I love? What are the ways that I care? What are the ways that I show up? What are the ways that I fight, that I create? And then it was a way for me to really connect to or more unearth an identity that's original, something that I buried for the majority of my life. So that's when I came up with the blueprints, and the blueprints, like, what the heck is it? Like, basically, it's like I'm going to give us a little PowerPoint presentation. So think about the blueprints like this. Like, coming again, I mentioned before the Jungian archetypes, and the Jungian archetypes are the lover, the warrior, the magician, the mystic, and the sovereign. And from a guy's perspective, that's going to be our king archetype, right? So when we look at that, one of the things to be aware of, and hold on, I'm going to present this slide here for us, right? And this will give you a better idea of what this is. So when we look at this warrior blueprint right here, and where is that? Hold on. Mastering this thing. All right, hold on. I'm going to share this here. Forget it. Bear with your boy. All right, here we go. I think I got it this time. Yeah. All right, here we go. So the blueprints, right? So basically what this works with, and let me just move past into this. So when we look at this warrior design, this warrior blueprint, actually I'm going to go over all the blueprints so you get to see like what this all is, right? So, but if you look at, first of all, the lover, these archetypes, the lover represents the passion, connection, empathy, capacity for intimacy and deep emotion. Warrior, I like this is I had when I was putting this out here, really sharing the concepts that I experienced from the blueprints. I did this for men specifically, and this primarily for men, but I also did a cohort with men and women. So the warrior archetype for men is also a wild one in women. And this is actually for men or women. It's just the archetypes in general. So that embodies strength, courage, assertiveness, a drive to take action, a primal nature. When it comes to the magician or the creator, This represents your wisdom. This is your insight. This is your knowledge. This is capacity for transformation. A lot. And this one here is a very important one, I think, for men, because I think men majority of the time fail to create. Like after a certain period of time, like we have I think that there is a perception of creation like it's something that's got to be physical, whereas it's something that's energetic, something that could be spiritual as well. And that's really, again, like looking at the spiritual alignment and the capacity to transform or alchemize something. And then when it comes to the sovereign, this is about your self-regulation, your ability to have authority over self, lead self. What's your vision? What's your sense of purpose? So when we start to tap into this, man, like this becomes something where we all have these things. And when I created blueprints, and this was more for myself, I wanted to look at who taught me these things. And then when I looked at who taught me these things, then I was like, hold up for a second. Like, is that really true for me? And this is the thing that happens, right? We go into this space, and I'm generalizing, of course, and I'm most likely judging, but we go into this space of like, hey, we're supposed to act a certain way, and this is how we lose our blueprint. We get easily programmed into, hey, like, hey, a man is supposed to be this, or like, hey, this type of person is supposed to be that, and that's a bunch of food. That's a bunch of hogwash, man. And then also survival begins to replace self-awareness. Like when something happens in our life, there's this there can be a pressure that begins to mount like it begins to come over us, that all of a sudden we're like, we get this anxiety, this nervousness. But really we can tap into an awareness, something that's within us that gets to be activated. This also comes when we lose our blueprint, when we start to wear the mask of success, of toughness, performance, validation. Like all these different types of things start to help have us lose who we genuinely are. And then we start to feel connected, disconnected, unfulfilled, constantly reacting. You know, it's interesting when I was putting this together, I was thinking about the one of the more recent cohorts that I did with the Juvenile Justice Commission. And it was potent, man, because like these young dudes that had their past and whatnot, one of the things as they went through and I was getting feedback from them was like, man, it's like, I didn't know that I could act this way in my life. I didn't know I could be like in partnership with other guys like this in my life. I didn't know I could talk to other dudes like this in my life. I didn't know I could dream like this. You didn't choose most of your blueprints, you caught it, but now you get to rewrite it. And how do we rewrite it? You know what? I'm really glad that you asked that question, because I think it's time that we go into what that all looks like. And rewriting the blueprint is about building emotional intelligence and ownership. Strengthen your leadership from a grounded place. A lot of times leadership can go awry because people have a perception of what they're supposed to show up like as a leader. The thing is when you find out who you authentically are as a leader, things begin to shift for you in an amazing way, and you get to figure out what that is. One of the other things too is reconnecting with the body and nature, which in turn brings intuition and vision. I think it's important. Like, and I'm really seeing this for myself, man. When I've been doing squats, body weight squats and push-ups every morning with the sun salutation. I'm going on a little bit more than a month now. And I notice for my body, like what happens, it's like my body starts to feel like I'm ready for the day. My muscles are in tune. I'm open. I'm breathing properly. My muscles engaged. When I'm doing my squats, my booty's engaged, man. It's lit up. I'm driving. I'm walking powerfully. And then when I do it in nature, I'm getting to really soak up nature. And this is reconnecting to something that's higher within us, man. And that's part of the blueprints. What does that reconnection look like for you? What element lights you up? For me, it's the earth. And then this is also about when we can rewire our blueprints is when we can foster authentic brotherhood and accountability. This is really something powerful. I've learned in the Mankind Project, honed through All Kings, and then honed through my own practices and mentorships that I've conducted and programming I've conducted. And this is about how we have authentic brotherhood and how we broach conversations, how we resolve conflict, like how we talk about the uncomfortable stuff and how we share what's going on for us so we can all elevate. And this helps us create from a place of truth and helps us complete trauma rather than survive it. Trauma is a big buzzword, right? Everybody's like, oh, trauma, 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 trauma. But the thing is we keep talking about trauma, which has us survive it rather than complete it. Let's talk about it. Let's see what will help us to repower ourselves or help us get through. And I've seen men, including myself, burn an old blueprint and rebuild from within. And this is what this program is. This is what I created with the blueprints. I got a cohort coming up in September. This summer I'm like really refining, because this is something I'm also looking for facilitators. If you're a dude that wants to have men's groups or wants to have like men's curricula, this could be something specific for you that you can work with, because and bring to a group of men in your area, or bring to like a cohort, or bring to your church or your men's group. Because this blueprints curricula, this experience, this is more than surface level men's work. This is deep rewiring. This is looking at what are the ways you were programmed to love, to protect, to create, to govern yourself, to manage conflict. What are the ways you were taught to do that? Do they align with you? Do they align? If they fail to align, they fail to resonate, then it's time for you to rewire it. And that's who you're meant to be. And you can rewire down the road, but you learning to rewire and reprogram and tune in is the juice, man. That's the flex, as they say right now. So check in. If this is something like, yo, Paul, I'm interested in this, then DM me, man. Send me a note. There's a interest form in my bio, and I'll share it in the summary for YouTube as well. But the man underneath your mask is ready to rise. And majority of us wear masks. Majority of us do. And it's ready. Whatever you've been putting the mask over is ready to rise. And you have to burn that old mask. You get to burn it. You don't have to do anything. You get to burn it and reclaim your blueprint. Okay. This resonates again. DM me. Follow up, join the next blueprint experience. And listen, you should subscribe for more tools to rewire your internal, like you rewire things. Like I'm going to have some more stuff on communication coming out. My man, Wayne Dawson. And also, we got More Than Black or White Health podcast. So go check that out as well. But listen, go get the book. God damn it. If you haven't gotten the book yet, what are you waiting on? It's also an audio book too, bruh. What? Come on, man. Come on. Stop this. Like this. Let's just go. Look, go to Barnes and Noble, go to Audible, go get the damn thing. And yeah, bless up. But listen, this is a book. I've been getting feedback from women that have read it too. They're like, yo, this is a lot of stuff in here applies to women too. And I'm like, well, then share it with your friends. So bless up, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to present this content. If you have any questions, please leave a message, leave a DM. And man, listen, let's get this blueprint. Let's rewire and claim ourselves. Peace, everybody. This is Paul, and I am out of here.